Greetings. My name is Anna Vogt, and I work for MCC Canada's Peace and Justice Office. My family lives in northern Canada, and I've also spent quite a bit of time in Latin America. In both these contexts, I hear about the realities of climate change: unpredictable weather patterns, longer winters, shorter summers, increased rainfall, increased drought. Especially in an international context, I often hear about floods, economic impacts of ruined crops, increases in forced displacement. The need for change is urgent and often overwhelming. How do we think about our planet's long term future in light of both the dire predictions about climate change and the Christian message of hope? For me, one of the answers to this question is the practice of paying attention to where God is already at work, especially to resurrection. The Bible and our faith story are full of stories of surprises and sudden shifts. In the Gospels, we have the story of the 5 loaves and 2 fishes feeding an entire crowd, starting from a simple act of generosity, of seeing a need and responding. Jesus, rising from the dead when all hope seemed lost. Yes, climate change is a complex issue, but we alone simply can't solve everything, especially not if we see this as an individual problem that is already over. But we are placed in spaces to share what we have for others, as people called to be agents of change and witness to the hope and, yes, the surprises of transformation that lie at the root of our faith. What would change if we saw these moments where we're currently living as a chance to re-envision the world we dream of, to reimagine the kingdom of God taking place in a broken and burning world? In light of dire predictions, our job is not to say that everything is over, but rather to be faithful to our calling as agents of change and hope. It means paying attention to spaces where practices of resurrection are already present and seeing what we can do to join in the work that is already happening. In churches around the world, we see people taking actions, caring for creation, and calling on their governments to do the same. Where are we positioned to join in? In my work in advocacy, I see a powerful practice of hope in urging governments to uphold practices and policies that care for the earth and those who live in it. I invite you to join me in paying attention to where God is working and ways that we can join in as a practice of hope and resurrection together.